On Monday night, Lindsey Graham appeared on Fox News with Sean Hannity, where Graham went into this unhinged tirade where he not only insulted his own base, insulted their intelligence, but he also claimed that somehow these corporate centrist Democrats that we have that are about to be in positions of power are going to be, quote, the trifecta from hell. And they're going to enact all these wonderful reforms that we actually need as a country, but none of them have ever said they would. Here's what Lindsey Graham had to say. If we lose these 2 Senate seats in Georgia, Pelosi will run the House, Schumer will run the Senate, and if the president falls short and Biden gets to be president, you're going to have Pelosi, Schumer, and Biden. That's the trifecta from hell for big government. It's a nightmare for conservatism. It's the end of checks and balances. Such a drama queen. Graham then claimed the trifecta would change the number of justices on the U.S. Supreme Court from 9 to 13, and then eventually abolish the Electoral College, even though Joe Biden has specifically said he's not going to do either of those things. Graham continued, the winner of the presidency would go to the popular vote. That means that South Carolina, Georgia, and other states would be basically dealt out, and California and New York would pick the president in perpetuity. It would fundamentally change the country as we know it. You must think your base, you must think the Fox News viewers are crawling around on all fours eating dirt dumb. Because you would have to be that stupid to think that getting rid of the Electoral College, which allows just a few states to choose the president, is somehow a better system than a popular vote where literally every single vote matters at that point. Lindsey, when was the last time a politician ever traveled to Wyoming to hold a rally or gave a speech? Do you know? Okay. It's been decades, actually. So the people of Wyoming, a red state, nobody gives a crap about them because they're just sitting there on what? 2, 3 electoral votes? Yeah, pennies. Nobody gives a crap. Meanwhile, if you live in Florida or Ohio or Pennsylvania, you're inundated nonstop trips by these idiots coming into town, ruining traffic for everybody. But that's because those are the big prizes. Wisconsin, Michigan too. Just staying hovering in between all those areas nonstop. I don't understand how Republicans don't understand this. Because trust me, Lindsey Graham understands that abolishing the Electoral College actually makes our government far more representative and that it is a much more fair system. He just also understands that it means these few small states, like the ones he mentioned, he said wouldn't count anymore. It just means that those states with lower populations aren't going to be able to hold us hostage for their electoral votes. They will still have an equal say, but they won't be able to hold elections hostage. That is what matters. That's what they want because that is the only way they win. Yes, if we abolish the Electoral College, Republicans are gone. For the last 20 years, there has been one election where the Republican won the popular vote. And yet there were 3 elections where Republicans ended up the winner. And the one where the Republican got the popular vote wouldn't have been able to happen in the first place if we had gotten rid of the Electoral College, because he only won because he lost the popular vote, but the Electoral College gave him to it. That was Bush in 2000, who won the popular vote in 2004. But again, he wouldn't have run in 2004. You get what I'm saying. The Electoral College is garbage. But calling these Democrats the trifecta from hell? Lindsey, your donors don't think they're the trifecta from hell. Now, don't get me wrong. Those of us on the far left, yeah, we view them as the trifecta from hell because they suck. Because they're not going to do anything to benefit the lives of the American public. They're going to keep business as usual. They're not going to be as horrible as Trump by any stretch of the imagination, no. But they're not going to make our lives better. They're not going to make the necessary changes. They're not going to do these great, wonderful things that you keep telling your base they're going to do. I wish they would. And if you look at the stats, a lot of your base actually wishes they would do this too.